Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be another First Impressions video. In today's First Impressions video, we are taking a look at the Cyelee Wolf X Pro Red Dot. And before we get this video started, as always, I wanted to give a huge shout out to this video's sponsor. This video's sponsor is going to be Air Venturi. You guys know it by now with these ads, but I have been getting into the PCP airgun world. I really enjoy it because it's just a blast. I don't have to worry about ammo prices. It's super cheap to buy 25 caliber pellets. It unlocks something from my childhood, and it's coming along with a good bit more power than the break barrel air rifles that I used to shoot when I was a kid. The Avenge X has been an awesome PCP airgun for me so far, but they also offer a wide variety of other options as well. Aside from their PCP airguns, they also have air compressors that you can take home with you, so that way you can refill your air tanks on the fly. And also, speaking of air tanks, they have larger capacity air tanks as well for your rifles. Check them out at any of your air gun retailers and thank them for supporting this video. This is going to be one of those reviews that, I'll be honest with you guys, I was really not expecting. So Cyelee reached out to me, wanted to know if I would be willing to take a look at their Wolf X Pro Red Dot. I have been seeing a few other folks out there take a look at them. I'm always very apprehensive about a newer or a new to me red dot company. There's a lot of red dot companies out there, or just I should say optics companies out there that may be pushing a lot in the marketing department and not offer as much quality. I looked into their testing videos that a lot of folks have done now, and I mean, we're talking just beating the living crap out of the Wolf X Pro, throwing it off of cars, buildings, whatever, running over it. Of course, it was still functioning really well. The reliability testing seemed to be incredible. They did not give me any money or anything like that for this review, nor did they request I say anything positive. They said, hey, burn up the dot if you want to. We just want to see how it performs. So that's always pretty cool for me. The immediate thing I was impressed about with the Wolf X Pro, now of course I'm not going to be able to show you on camera because that's just how cameras are, but the reticle in the Wolf X Pro, which is going to be set to default, the donut of death situation, very similar to what you'd see on like an EOTech or something like that, was surprisingly crisp. And you'll hear other reviews saying that, but I was legitimately impressed. The window is wide, as you can see there. There's not any real distortion around the lens that I could see. And then also there's not an extreme blue tint. This does not feel like your typical crappy red dot. It actually felt really good out of the packaging. Now, I have not done any smashing of this thing and throwing it around. There's enough videos on the internet at this point to prove that these optics hold up really well under that type of abuse. For me, I'm more interested in just how the optic performs shooting long term on these pistols. So that is the route that I am taking. I can definitely see the thick bezel around the top here and also the rounded edges, causing this to be a very durable optic. You also have a side loading battery compartment, so that's super cool. I don't have to take the dot off in order to change the battery, and it was super easy to zero, no issues there, provided you have co-witnessing suppressor height sights, which I do on this VP9 slide, and you also have your controls on the other side. You just simply have brightness settings for lower or higher brightness right there on the side, and then your adjustments for elevation are up top, and the windage is on the right-hand side. So relatively easy to understand controls, and again, the crispness of that dot was impressive to me. I definitely have some astigmatism going on in my right eye, and that is my dominant eye, and a lot of dots, you get that flare-up effect. It is what it is. For some people, it's a lot worse than others, but I gotta say, for a red dot, I get none of that with this. I'm looking at it right now, and it is surprisingly clear, crisp. It's not flaring up for me at all, and I thought that was really, really nice at the range. As far as battery life, this one's coming in at 50,000 hours, and you also have a shake awake feature. So I would imagine there is a possibility for that battery life to go past 50,000 hours with frequently not using it and having it sitting there or whatever. So far, the shake awake feature, I have not been able to beat it or anything like that. It has always just been on when I picked it up, so that is really cool. Price point on this thing, you're coming in at around 230 bucks. So I'd say it's very, very reasonable when it comes to everything else on the market and what this is offering. And on something like the VP9, as you can see here with the rear sight actually angling forward, it has a really cool look on the pistol because the optic is also angled forward. So it just kind of meshes well with the VP9. How did this thing shoot at the range? Really, it was surprising to me because me and my other buddy were shooting it and we're both like, man, this is actually really good. My apprehension started kind of dwindling, going down the more that I shot it and the more that it was a crisp dot. I wasn't getting any tracking and I wasn't getting any of that wonderful tracking that just kind of looks like a strobe light jotting up and down and all over the place. It was right on the money. And as far as holding zero, once I zeroed this thing, it was exactly on point the entire range day. I experienced no issues of any type. And you know, man, this thing is impressive to me. I'm trying to like search for negatives out here about the optic, and I'm having a hard time. Of course, this thing does have a submersible waterproof rating. It is not raining for me yet at any of the range days I've taken this out on, so I haven't been able to see if that open emitter causes any issues with the rain. But of course, time will tell, and I will let you guys know how that performs in real world conditions. And as a final note, this does fit RMR footprint. And not only does it fit the RMR footprint, the amount of freaking screws that come with this optic, my guy, like just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sets of screws? What? That is just absolutely insane. So not to worry, you will have screws for days if you have any issues finding screws for this optic. So that's cool. Always more is better than less, but just something to note. And again, this does fit an RMR footprint, which is great. There's a lot of plates out there for that. And overall, just great experience with this optic. Let me know what you think of it down in the comment section below. You guys know I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, head up to the description, check out the ways to support the channel. And as always, stay tuned for more great videos coming soon.